welcome. So we got some questions sent in, and today we're going to try our best to answer them. So ready, Damon?
Ready.
All right. First question. What do you normally tell new or inexperienced clients who are starting, or anybody in general who is starting their fitness journey? What advice would you give them?
I think everyone looks at exercise first. They're like, oh, what do I need to do? What workout do I need to do to lose weight? I like to tackle the basics first. You have to make sure everything's in check, right? So are you getting enough sleep? How's your stress levels? Are you getting a lot of stress? That could go against you.
Right.
Are you eating right? Or are you eating a lot of junk food? So a lot of people, they see exercise. I like to look at the foundation. You have to build the foundation before you start the workouts and everything. Right. Because no matter how many workouts you do, your foundation is not on point with sleep and everything. It's going to go against you in the long run.
So start with the basics first before you start running and jumping and doing things like that. Check your sleep, your stress levels, your eating habits.
Yep.
Okay. Very, very good advice. How about advice that you can give to someone, like, for example, I have a problem where I totally relate to this question, where I'm working out, I'm eating right, but I don't see any change in my weight loss. I don't see, like, it's basically a plateau. Nothing, it feels like nothing's working. What would you tell someone in that case?
First thing that someone has to have is patience. And a lot of people don't have patience. Right. Especially in this day and age where everything's fast, like
instant gratification.
Instant gratification, right? Like when I want something, I just Google it. Everything is so fast. I don't need to wait. Like people get impatient just waiting 5 minutes for something. So patience is the first thing. Second, what can you do differently? Can you add in more workouts? Have you been walking the same course for like the last 5 years, right? So change, you have to make change in order to get change. And when you don't make change, you get comfortable doing the same thing over and over. That's when you plateau. So in the gym, you see the same thing over and over. We're all guilty for it. Go on the elliptical for 30 minutes. Go on the treadmill for 30 minutes. But here's the thing, like nothing's gonna change because you do the same thing. To get change, you have to make change.
So be patient and change it up. Don't be afraid to jump on a bike instead of a treadmill. Lift 8-pound weights instead of 5.
Try something new. Like just the order of exercises is going to change up the way your body reacts to it. Like, do you do the treadmill first every time you go to the gym? Do the elliptical, right? Do the elliptical backwards, right? So the little changes is what's going to really affect your workouts and your results in the long run.
Backwards elliptical is really good too if you want to round out your, you want a Nicki Minaj behind. So
I want a Nicki Minaj behind.
Just FYI, personal experience. Okay. What is your favorite inspirational quote to tell yourself when you yourself are feeling unmotivated? Can I tell my inspirational quote? Okay. So it happened yesterday actually. I was doing my work. I had an article to finish that's still not finished, and I wasted half the morning. Looked at myself in my phone camera, and I said, Janelle, Beyonce does not get stuff done by sitting around. She stands up, she does everything. She sold how many albums, how many singles. She's married, but she makes her own money. She has 3 kids. Like, come on. You're not married, you don't have kids, you're just sitting around. Get up and get stuff done like Beyonce. And that's my inspirational quote.
Yeah, because we all get inspired by Beyonce, right?
Yeah. He has the same amount of hours in a day as Beyonce.
Yeah, and the president and everyone who's successful.
So just pick my person as Beyonce, pick your person of motivation and try to work like them.
When it comes fitness related quotes, I can't think of any on the top of my head, but I do have my own quotes or my own things that I live by. I usually tell a lot of my clients, you got to go through hell to get to heaven.
You got to go to hell.
Yeah, you got to go to hell.
Straight
go
to hell.
No, go to hell. No, you got to go through hell to get to heaven because you have to put in the hard work. You have to put in the hours of dedication, workouts, waking up at 5 a.m., missing a party on a Friday night. Like that's just part of the game. You have to, so you got to go through hell to get to heaven. And it comes back down to patience.
Pass on the wine or the beer.
Pass on the wine, pass on the beer, drink some water. Drink some vitamin water, whatever it is, But
drive by the McDonald's.
Drive by the McDonald's with everyone standing in line. But it's sacrifice. Like it comes down to how bad you want it. And but also, it's great that you asked what is a quote, right? It was a good quote. because you can put it on your phone, you can put it up to where you can see it, find your favorite quote, put it somewhere where it's visible, maybe as your screensaver or somewhere where you're constantly reminded of it, and never forget it. It's not enough to know it in your head, like, oh, I know what my goals are, I know what this quote is. Put it somewhere to where you can literally almost obsess over it and never forget.
I used to have it on my computer at work, then on my phone, then like on my bathroom or vanity mirror. Just anywhere you can remind yourself. And your fridge too. That's if you're trying to change up your meal plans, you can just put it on your fridge. Like, you don't need that extra chocolate bar, something like that.
But here's the thing, in this day and age with social media, we're constantly looking for inspiration and motivation and quotes and everything, but we don't apply. So I want to tell you guys this is, you can look for all the inspiration in the world, you can watch all the videos, you can see all the quotes, but unless you apply, they mean absolutely nothing. You have to live by that quote, take that quote, and use that as your driver to get to your goals. You gotta apply. You gotta apply.
Yeah. Apply your goals. Read it, apply it. Okay. This question says, I go on the internet. I go on the internet.
I do too. I do too. I think everyone does.
To find workouts. No, this is specific. It's not for Instagram. So I go on the internet to find workouts. Do you think that's the best way, like Pinterest workouts, I guess they're saying? Do you think that's the best way to stay active, or do you think like that's a good model maybe?
I know there's a lot of workouts online. I would say not all the workouts are great. You have to look at safety first. Like I see insanity type workouts where they're like jumping in the air with their knees lifting up, which I can't even do. So you have to make sure it's safe. You have to make sure there's a science behind it. Because in exercise and fitness, people can just make up an exercise.
Right. And they do. They do. Like, they're just like, this is called a half burpee. And it's like, it's something that looks dangerous that, you think and a lot of people, I think, they think, I can do, and that's not a bad mindset. Like, I can do that. But you have to remember where your fitness level is at.
Yeah.
And also remember that when you go on Pinterest, or if you see in Instagram, like a lot of Instagram posts, they don't put disclaimers on that say like, if you're a beginner, start with 5,
exactly,
or modify it or anything like that. Like, I know I had to do some. I before Team Move, I went on the internet to get workouts too, and I would have to find modifications or learn how to do the move.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, is this right? And I feel like 10 bodybuilders at the gym, like, maybe it's not right.
So you have to use your own common sense and really ask, is this for me? Because a lot of people go into workouts or types of workouts, whether it be CrossFit or, I don't think anybody ever got injured off of Zumba. But they, they go into different workouts and then they get injured. And then they blame the workout.
Right.
But sometimes it's not the workout, it's not the trainer. It's because maybe that workout wasn't for you. It wasn't on that level. So I would recommend maybe working with a trainer or being in a class environment that's led by a professional. Learn the moves and everything. That way, when you go on your own and you do your research, you know what exercises are safe and what's not safe.
And then going off of that, like, 2 things. So, like Damon said, some people get hurt and it's not the workout itself, or it's not the instructor. It's probably what you're not used to. And don't let that discourage you. If Zumba is not your thing, like for me, Zumba is not my thing. I am very uncoordinated, and I don't like to feel like I'm dancing while I'm working out. Like, that's 2 separate things for me. I get my enjoyment from lifting weights or from running, and I totally hate cardio too. So like, don't let something that, is not your style discourage you from working out. And second thing about the Instagram fitness posts, like a lot of them that post up are not professionals, just a disclaimer. So you want to make sure, if you're following someone that's like Love Fitness or something like that on Instagram, you want to make sure that they're actually a fitness personal trainer, or in the fitness instructor, any type of professional in the fitness industry, before you follow their moves.
So are you trying to say just because they have a six-pack that they're really not certified?
Yeah, I mean, Zac Efron has a six-pack. Is he a personal trainer? Like, no, he's pretty hot, but he's not a personal trainer. You know what I mean?
Hot, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, just because someone has a six-pack, just because someone has guns, just because someone is very petite and thin, doesn't mean they're a fitness instructor. They could be a fitness model, but not an instructor, you know. So, and always try to find like variations of the move. So if they call it like, what is a weird way to name like a squat? How
squat, sumo squat, regular squat.
No, like squat. A fancy Instagram name for it.
Play squat or booty squat.
So that's just a regular squat, and if you don't know if you're not sure how to modify it because you know maybe you have bad knees or something, just look it up on the internet, and they'll give you modifications. You know. Yeah,
and I think with our classes, what we try to do is we try to make sure that our clients know that it's okay. You know, like if you can't do a push-up on your toes, do it on your knees. If you can't do it on your knees, do it up on a countertop. You know, so whatever class you go into, whatever trainer you have or instructor, they have to find a modification for you. And if they can't find a modification for you, they just say, well, you can't do it, you gotta sit on the side. Fire them right away. Fire them. Get rid of them
You
fast.
can do modifications.
There's always a modification for everything. Every single exercise out there.
Pinterest workouts, if they tell you to do like a renegade row, which is like a plank and then a back row, just, you know, do it on your knees. You don't have to follow everything.
It's okay. As long as you're doing something, you're doing a lot more than the person sitting on the couch right now.
Yeah. No offense to people sitting on the couch.
Yeah, I love couches, especially if they're comfortable.
Especially after a workout.
Netflix and chill.
All right. So this is a question about you, a personal trainer, because I am not. Do you like to teach one-on-one personal training actually it says you love to teach one-on-one personal training and group training. If you had to pick like one over the other, what would you prefer to teach full-time and why?
Whew, that's a hard one. There's benefits in both. So when it comes to group training, you have the camaraderie of working out with other people and knowing that you're not alone suffering or whatever it is. With personal training, you have the individualized personal attention where the trainer will design the program and work out just, you know, for you and your injuries and your needs. They both have benefits. To be honest with you, I love both, but I like the class atmosphere. I like the energy. That's my buzz. You know, like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff. So when I go in front of a class of 10, 20, heck, 30, 40, whatever, I get hyped up. Like that's my drug. That's my medicine. So I love teaching classes.
He gets high off of torture of more than one person at a time is basically what he's saying. Keep going. One more. Did I say this is the last set?
Yeah.
Did I say this is the last
10 more seconds and I come back a minute later like, sorry guys, I was talking to someone over there.
Okay, we have one more question. Any advice you would give to anybody who's been inspired by you or another person to be a personal trainer?
Watch the good and watch the bad. I think a lot of people in any profession, they look for the good, they read the books, they watch the good, but I've learned a lot from the bad. I've learned a lot from the bad trainers out there. There's a lot. There's a lot.
I was thinking that you were like saying the cons of being a personal trainer.
Yeah.
But bad personal trainers is what he's talking about.
Yeah, so bad personal trainers, you know, when I started training many moons ago, this was in 50 years ago now. So I look great for, you know.
You don't look a day over 60.
I look great for 25. I watched a lot of videos. Back then there was something called Fit TV. I would be glued in front of that TV and there would be fitness shows and whatnot. I watched a lot. Now there's YouTube. Like you have no excuse not to learn the craft. You have to learn your craft. You have to master your craft. What you see today, whether you think I'm a great trainer or a good trainer or whatnot, is hundreds and thousands of classes, hundreds of clients, and you know, you have to work your way up. And that's the thing with fitness these days is, like you said earlier, is if you have a six-pack, you have some guns, you're great on camera, heck, you're a trainer, but that's not it. You need to be certified, and not only certified, because certification doesn't mean everything. I know a lot of certified trainers that are not the greatest. There's some that's great in the book work, but they're horrible at communicating, right? So they can't communicate their message because they're saying, you know, the latissimus dorsi and the gastrocnemius, and no one knows what that means, you know? So you have to be a great communicator, number one. Number two, you have to know your stuff. You have to know how the body works. You don't have to know all these big words, but you have to know how the body moves. Three, or probably should be one, you have to love what you do, because you're not gonna make the big bucks in the beginning, and it might be years down the line before you even see enough money to pay the bills. You know, so when I first started, I had another job, or maybe two jobs. I was doing sales. I was possibly in a restaurant, I think. I did side jobs until I made it, and it took me 12 years to get to where I am today. So patience.
And he's not even trying to be a celebrity personal trainer either.
Not even. I don't have the six-pack for it.
You don't need to have a six-pack for it. You just have to be a good trainer.
I have a one-pack, which looks really good. A one-pack.
The big can of
just a keg.
A keg.
Just a keg.
You don't have a keg.
Just a keg. I wear black. Black looks great on camera.
So what are some examples of bad trainers? Like people that just yell at you, like drill sergeants, or?
Well, first of all, yeah, you know, you have to listen to the client. Yeah, so if the client says something's not feeling right, or they're sore, or this hurts, you have to have the ability to go on the fly and adjust. And a lot of trainers can adjust. They write out a workout, and they're just like, this is how it's gotta go. We gotta do this leg extension
by
machine.
the book kind of thing.
By the book. But half of our job is not only training, half of it is going on the fly and being able to adapt to the environment. If it's raining outside, we might have to do indoors, right? So little things like that. But I think it comes down to service. So what we do in our company, or what we do in the fitness industry, is service first. And a good trainer will check on you when you're sick. A good trainer will check on you or say happy birthday when it's your birthday.
That's nice.
Or check to see how you're feeling in the workout. Like, that's service, and that's what they don't talk about in fitness. They look at exercise, they look at how great a guy's guns are, and they don't look at the service part, which is what makes the client feel comfortable, first of all, with your services, what you're giving. Secondly, it helps to motivate them. It helps to make them feel comfortable, like they wanna, you know, like they can work with you in the long run to get to their goals. So it's more than an exercise, it's more than a burpee.
It's like a community.
It's a community, and it's just, it's basic, like common sense. Like, how do you want to be treated? Like, do you want to be, you know, treat others how you would want to be treated? We grew up with that stuff, so that's training, and that's where it all starts from the get-go.